If only.
No, that was like in the bottom of my throat.
Whoa.
Deep burp.
I don't know about that one.
That was weird. I didn't feel it at all, like here. So like, it was on my top lip and like the bottom of my throat.
Ooh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Wildly Uninteresting podcast. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 155 of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast.
The 4 horsemen are on the rise. Oh shit, man! Did you guys see Ric Flair's last match?
Oh,
No.
It wasn't the most impressive thing.
Oh, well,
But
of course not. He's 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like 73, but
Yeah. I can't believe he still does anything.
he still put on a show. But towards the end, it was like Jesus Christ. He bled though.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, good.
Well, of
True
course
Ric
he
Flair
did.
style.
His
Yeah.
skin is made of paper.
It was cute because the Undertaker, Bret Hart, Mick Foley, and DDP were there.
Oh.
Damn.
Like down front.
Really?
And it was like, right here supporting our dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And he was like, yeah, what you heard is true. I'm going downtown to party afterwards. It's like, fucking go to bed.
Yeah, right.
How old is he actually?
73.
73. That's what I'm saying. I think he still does cocaine
Yeah.
sometimes.
He's
for
got
fun.
to, right?
Yeah.
Definitely before the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. Some of those guys, I mean, or get really messed up on steroids. Like, you know what I mean? Get worded out.
He opened up a wing place.
Oh, really?
Woo! Wings.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
You nailed
I
it, by
want
the
them.
way.
Thank you.
Do you
You
know
should
where
be
they're
spokesman.
located?
There are 6 locations. I forget where they are, though. I think the
Well-
closest one is probably like Nashville.
Yeah, I was going to say Tennessee. Cool.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of people that make it really famous and shit. And then they're like, well, I'm going to start investing in businesses, right? And then they make businesses and then they don't do well. Like, I wonder how well the Mom's Spaghetti is doing that Eminem made.
yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if they actually make money, because a lot of them close down, they end up bankrupt or whatever. But yeah,
They
just
start strong.
just because you can make good music or play baseball well, it doesn't mean that you can run a business.
Yeah.
you know?
Doesn't make you Jay-Z.
I had,
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
barbecue from a place one time that was like co-owned by Jerry Lawler.
I was going to say Lawler.
It was delicious.
Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
it would
Really?
be great.
Yeah. Lawler knows.
Yeah. Lawler seems like he'd be good at anything he does.
Yeah.
That's why.
Except not cheating on women.
I was going to say being a good man. Yeah.
I think, which a lot of people say this saying, but I always like it better when it comes out of shit. Family Feud.
Maggots.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. I don't know
Steve
what I would say.
Harvey.
Maggots.
Yes.
But they say that shit. Just thinking of his name, I was like, "What? I'm out of the whatever." Anyways, so that like you should learn business. Like the hardest part of gaining $1 million, let's say, is like hanging on to the $1 million, because as soon as you get it, the taxes that come out of it, and then other business expenses, they'll come out of it. So the hardest part about making $1 million is not getting to $1 million; is hanging on to it when you get it.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
goes so quick. And then somebody broke it down. They were like, well, yeah, the first $1 million I made, what they actually got to keep and take home, if they didn't spend before they got it, like $300,000
Yeah.
was what they got. After like the agents and the lawyers and the everything else that they had to go into to get it, taxes and all that shit. Ain't that crazy?
It is crazy.
It makes you wonder though, because you know you're
don't
born
wonder.
into you're born into like the family you're born into and the location and all, and a lot can be determined off that. So if we take that into account, rich people who get rich off of their talents or whatever, they get taxed heavily, right? It is super. That's like it takes a substantial amount of the money that they make in like bullshit, like nothing even material or tactile that you can hold on to. No, it's the tax man.
Freedom isn't free, buddy.
No shit, bro. It's pretty expensive, roughly 60%
Yeah.
of whatever you make.
You know what's cooler than that? I saw this video, and this dude was like, Kanye West is eating in this restaurant that I'm in right now. and he panned over, and it was Steve Harvey.
How good is that?
The fuck.
Plot
made me
twist.
happy.
That's that is the roughest part, man. You're right. Freedom is not free, and it costs a lot. And
Cost
I
a $1.05.
$1.05.
I couldn't remember how much it cost. I had $1.23 in my head for some reason. So
That's probably that now.
I was gonna say it, but I was like, it's not right. I know it's not.
Uncle Joe's got freedom up to $1.23.
$1.23. That's you all saying the age of Ric Flair made me think of that bit, the new bit that Cat Williams has out, and he's all talking about people giving shit to Joe Biden. And every time he says Joe Biden's age, it goes from like 70 to 82 to 96 to 105. And it's like, that's what it made me think of. I was like, yeah, Ric Flair is one of those ones, man, that just, I mean, he's kind of ageless. Even if he fucking gets to 100, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, I think
Isn't he?
because
Is he?
we're such fans, or you all are such fans of wrestling, I would suppose that it comes into play where you're like, well, I remember him as a kid and in his prime, and when WWF was in their attitude era, and you kind of hang on to that. A lot of people hang on to that. And the people who make it, like Ric Flair, I'm sure they get sad because they're not in their prime anymore, but in reality, people like you all the same.
Yeah, but he's still the nature boy internally.
Right.
He has that spirit, man.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with that.
No. That's why you get old and decrepit, man, and you just hang on to that fucking thought, man. I'm the nature boy. And then when you show up at the pearly gates and be like, what'd you do with your life? He was like, well, I said woo a lot.
All he has to do is
Cut
like
myself.
walk, and
Yeah.
it's good.
He's gonna strut into heaven.
Hell yes. And they'll be like,
that'd
we
be
don't
nice.
even need to talk to you. Just come on in.
Yeah, we know who you
Know
are.
you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Arn Anderson's up here. Still can't move
Come
his
on.
hands, but he's ready for you.
That's the way to do it, man.
Man.
Poor bastard.
Made it. That's I think that the scary part about going to heaven is realizing that everybody that wronged
Are
you,
you thinking the same
every
place?
rapist,
I was
all of them
thinking
can
it's
go.
Not real.
What?
Yep. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
As long
Well,
as
it
they
gives me
repent.
hope.
You say all you got to do is say, I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and you get to go.
Yeah.
What if you didn't read all the pages?
You
Oh, it
have
don't matter.
to.
No.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
yeah.
don't have to read a single page, actually. Not one.
Just
You
acknowledge that it's a real book and that
Yeah.
you believe
Yeah.
it.
You remember in the movie
I guess you
Pan,
probably have to get
when
baptized.
it's
Couldn't
the first
hurt.
time he had flight from thinking happy thoughts? So all you have to do is
Oh,
think
yeah.
of Jesus in a Speedo, get happy, and you make it into heaven.
Yes.
That's how I imagine that I'll go.
That's what's going to get me up there.
Yeah. Right by his side.
Jesus, man, pull your putt out. I mean,
I imagine him in a Speedo. Yeah, dude. The sad thing about going to heaven is you finally realize that, oh shit, like the people that cut you off in traffic, they're gonna go.
yeah,
the
but if it's truly heaven, you get to hit them with a rock bottom.
Ooh, I'll take that.
True.
Yeah.
Just hop off the gate
Yeah.
into their face.
Off the top of the gate.
Yeah, man, that's the way you do it. Be looking at, okay, check this out. I'm editing a video, right? A lot of edits on it, a lot of VFX, all that shit. It's a 4-minute motherfucking video. You know how long it has taken me to get all the green screen
A lot
down?
more than 4 minutes.
Yes. I've started like chopping up days where I'm like, well, I'll put in a couple hours here, a couple hours there.
Yeah.
And in general though, man, I've been working on that thing for like 5 days.
Are you getting paid for it?
No.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I'm learning an experience. Look at my experience.
I guess experience is good.
Sometimes I told Sarah, I said, I think I'm at a point, right? This is a hard question to ask you. You gotta say, am I good enough at this point to get paid? And I asked myself that the other day, and then I watched the video I did recently. I'm like, I need to get paid from
Yeah,
this
you're
shit.
definitely good enough to get paid for that shit.
Because I'll get faster as I'm getting paid. I can, get paid a lower amount as long as I'm getting paid
I think
something.
the biggest obstacle for you is what door do you knock on?
Yeah.
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 I agree.
Oh yeah, and
Who's
like
got
you have
that
to pick.
checkbook?
Yeah. Who's gonna pay me? That's the hard thing is too. I think you got to focus in one area. You can do a lot, but focus in one area, and that's something too. Like I was like, I'd like to do documentary films, and then I hear the guys that are in documentary films, and they're like, you know, you don't make a lot of money. It's not really. You know what I mean? You got to deal with a bunch of shit. You got to travel a lot. You got to do this. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
no.
pass.
You have to travel a lot. Fucking
There is,
pussies.
There's a
Saying.
place that's like a locally owned, like jewelry store.
Yep, that's it.
Store. I was gonna
A
say
jewelry
shop.
shore.
Yeah.
Shop, sure.
They sell other like things like purses and stuff like that. I told him he should go there and talk to them because it would be cool. Like he's local and they're local, and he could do like a social media thing, like type video for advertising. It'd be cool to start local and be local. And do local.
And then go Universal and shoot shit on Mars.
Well, yeah, don't go big.
Yeah, and then I got to thinking, I'm like, Sarah, because learning that and then like 3D animation, shit like that, I was like, I don't know it. Think about it. You know a lot of people who like just make YouTube videos and they just like slap some shit together and then do whatever. But how many people do you know actually like dive deep into like the filmmaking aspect of it? There's not a lot of people you can ask like here.
No.
And a lot of the bigger ones on YouTube, man, they're from like Canada and they're European and shit. And it's like, well, they're not obtainable. I gotta fucking like find somebody local. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of people doing that kind of shit.
Just the dudes that work at the news stations.
You
Yeah,
be the
oh,
local dude.
Local dude.
You're the
You
local dude.
We could start doing like a weather channel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
This is the
considered that.
local
I
weather.
thought maybe we should.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Like a spoof.
Oh my god, I love that.
Check out our weather station.
We'd be just as accurate as everybody but
Yo.
Mark Weinberg.
What if
Yeah.
we had an
'Cause that dude's
entire
dope.
That dude does
weather
know.
channel that was comedy and just like ridiculous, and we actually made it on TV because they were like, yeah, weather channels are fucking boring, and you all put a little spice on it.
I
Yeah.
like their music.
Do you?
I actually
the
saw an
Weather Channel. I don't know.
advertisement for the Weather Channel the other day. Yeah,
What?
That's weird.
I
Is
know.
this real?
Do you
life?
really have to advertise for the Weather Channel?
Huh.
Who's like, I don't know where to watch the weather.
You know that app on your phone? Now it's a channel.
I'm so stressed. I don't
Right.
know what the weather is right now.
Think
Where do I
about this
go?
though: the people that weren't born in the '90s or the '80s may not know where the weather is because we know it because everybody had basic cable growing up or less
Don't
than
defend
basic
these
cable.
youngins.
Yeah. You gotta, it fucking drives me up a wall when I think like there's kids that don't know what like going outside and like that's the only fun you had. You didn't have like internet, social media.
Yeah.
You couldn't look up all your friends and then berate people at your
You had to
school
do
on the
it to their
phone.
face.
Yeah, you had to fucking face them.
Or prank call them.
Yeah.
Prank calls, yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Hey, you dick city bitty and your refrigerator's running away. And I raped your dog.
Bye.
We were looking up those. You remember the old soundboards that you had, and you could get a wrestler and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was actually hard to find it, like super hard to find it. But we finally did. But back in the day, they were laid out to where you could ask the question and then mess with the person as you go. And those, dude, look them up. They're hard to find.
I had one of Ralph Wiggum and the comic book guy. That's why, like, sometimes just in my head I hear, here you go, mutton chop jack.
My breath smells like cat food. Tastes like cat food.
Yeah.
What about the "you kicked my dog" one? That was like a big one that people would use all the time. I like that one. One of my favorites is that John Cena prank call.
This is the
That's the
funniest
best
shit.
one.
I
He's
swear.
the ticket winner.
She said, "We will not be watching any wrestling in this fucking house."
Tore up, though.
She's so mad. They just keep calling her. They call her like 6 times in a row. And then just play the John Cena music. And she gets so mad as soon as she hears that music. It is
Losing
the
her fucking
funniest
shit.
shit. Oh my God, I love it.
I had a Stone Cold Steve Austin voice box thing, like from a T-shirt, and
Yeah.
I would just go around with it. Austin 360 says I just whipped your ass. Oh, hell yeah! That thing made me happy, and then it died.
No. That sucks.
I don't think my record player works now.
Get out of here.
I plugged it in, and it made like this weird noise.
Yeah.
And then I unplugged it and plugged in the other one, and it played. But then the needle sucks. So I plugged the other one back in, and it just didn't do anything. I was like,
I said bring it over.
It really destroys my my shit.
Yeah, bring it over. It might just be something simple on the inside.
Mine was all jacked up, and he fixed it.
Yeah,
Whatever. All right, that's not the point of this, but thank you.
Sorry.
The point is that, you know, with the study there, you know, I had the house to myself, and the first record that I put on was the National, Sleep Well Beast, you know.
Jesus Christ.
And
this shit.
it made me happy. I made it through the first song. It was glorious. And then the second song, it got a little less than desirable because it was the old record player, and I never changed the needle on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it skipped, and I was like, all right, well, fuck that. And then I sat in the quiet again.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Did you set actually in silence, like no phone or nothing? Like that's a weird thing to do if you're ever curious as to where your mind can go.
Yeah.
I was watching this video about yogis, like legitimate yogis, and they would go for like years and sit in like a cave alone and shit. I don't even know, like, but I got to thinking, I was like, this shit would be boring as fuck. Would they do it for like, I guess, spiritual purposes, right? It would be boring. But then again, I was thinking, you know, I've been on mushroom trips and DMT trips where I'm like, you know, I'm having a blast. I'm living an entirely different life, you know. And then, how far do you think you can go as sitting in silence and shit? You think you can get to that level?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, man.
For long enough, because I mean, it would be like cutting sugar out of your life, you know? Like at first you're like, oh God, this is terrible. All I want is some sugar. And then like after a month, you're like, oh, I didn't even want it. So your mind would get past fighting it, and then it would just going in.
I think about whenever I go and float, the first, 10 minutes, I'm like, God, this is going to be a fucking awfully long time, and it's going to be horrible.
You think you're never going to get there.
Yeah.
And then you're there, and you're like,
yeah.
I never want it to end.
And it's fucking great.
And then it's like 20 minutes later. But it feels like 20 minutes later, the light comes on.
Hell yeah.
It's like, God, that was 80 minutes?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's fucking awesome.
It's I think about that, like how, you know, deeply entrenched we are connected to our phones and other things that feed us with like dopamine, right? And we're well taken care of and well distracted. And how long it would take for somebody who's lived in the modern world to actually disconnect. And if they really could, some people I don't believe could. I think they'd go crazy before they ever got anywhere spiritually.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder. I'm like, you know, I don't have the dedication to like go for years, but
you don't even have to go for years. I found, like, I was listening to a podcast, and the guy was talking about how our phones and shit are doing this and that, and he said, go without. And he mentioned, don't listen to podcasts, like don't listen to music, just go walk around with nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh man, because I do listen to podcasts and music a lot. So I started walking around work without any sounds at all. And I had some realizations, and I came to terms with some shit. And I was like,
yeah,
that was easy.
Hell yeah.
Now I can go back to music. So
I do it a lot when I drive. Sometimes I just don't want to fuck with anything. I mean, I'll still listen to stuff sometimes, but I just fucking drive around in silence sometimes.
Driving is a good one.
Yeah.
It's because the droning of the tires on the road and all that. So I think it'd be great.
Man, I had all right, so my back two tires until recently, like I had to air them up like every week or two. So I took them to Big O. And I found out that the dude who owned it, Tim, not Tim, but Tim, sold it. So it's under new ownership. Tim's gone. Missy, the chick at the desk, is gone. Greg is the only dude that's left of the original people. And he saw me coming out of Kroger the other day on New Cut. He was like, hey, man, was that you? I was like, yeah, it was me. And he was like, and now you're in here. So I found out about that shit. And so that kind of bummed me out. But I ended up getting, that wasn't even the point. I ended up getting 2 new tires, on my back ones. And Casper and I went to Lowe's to get some light fixtures and paint and shit. And we were in the parking lot, and we were on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, I don't know where my keys are. I might have left them at Lowe's." And I was like, "Motherfucker!"
Get the fuck out.
So we went and we got our pizza. We went back to the house and shit. She gets out of the car. She was sitting on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, "Motherfucker!" So I'm like, "All right, let's go to the house. We'll eat our pizza and then we'll go back to doing whatever." So I turned to go back to Pam's house, and it's like a minute away.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even make it to the first stop sign, and my air pressure light came on. I was like,
really?
"Are you fucking kidding me?"
The fuck?
So I aired up my tires, and now I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems
well,
like
that's ridiculous.
like if they replace the tire and like the stem, the valve stem is like kind of damaged. I had that on a tire on my van, and I would just have to fill it up all the time. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And because I was looking for leaks, I couldn't find it. It was in the stem, man.
It's just annoying because it hasn't even been a week.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
So-
you didn't run over something too, though. You know?
Maybe it's just a sensor issue.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be a bitch?
Uh-huh. It would fucking suck. But if you were filling them up,
Yeah, I
it
was
was a
filling 'em up,
problem.
yeah.
But maybe now.
I don't know. Whatever.
Dude,
I'll
that's
figure it out.
ridiculous.
I hate
So-
when my brain trips out on something, right? And I think I left something on a job or some shit. Yet it's sitting right next to me. My brain doesn't allow me to see it, I guess, because I'm freaking out. I do that often, bro. Because I used to, when I first got in the trade, I would leave shit all the time. I think we all do,
Yeah.
like all of the apprentices. And I used to get fucking yelled at because, the electrician, they don't want to go back and get your shit for
No
you.
shit.
And so I'm always shell shocked when it comes to like, "Oh shit, did I leave it?" And I get upset when I do leave something like that meter I left. I fucking beat myself. I'm like, "What a fucking idiot!"
You
Like,
did get that, right?
yeah.
Okay. I probably should have let him know.
But yeah, dude, it's
It took him months to go back and get it.
my
Yeah.
brain is
Man.
it was far away.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was
With
down
like
the fucking
our
street.
our dishwasher, Tim's working on it. Tim, not
Yeah, not the
not
guy
Big O
that
Tim.
buys them.
Yeah. There's a part that he forgot. Like he left it at somebody's house, and he was like, "Well, I could either go back and get it, or I could just buy a new one." And I was
Yep.
like, "Well, I'd go back and get it." Found out the next day he bought a new
I
part.
bought a new part too,
I've
or
done
I'd
that
buy a
before,
new
too.
part. I
What
said
the
bought it.
fuck?
My van's been so messy lately from working and all that shit
Yeah.
that like I know that a connector is somewhere within the van, but I know I can't lift everything up to find it on the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just buy a new one. I know I have it, but
I've been looking for
Who's
this
gonna buy it?
connector for too long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
in that case, I can see it.
fuck
Tim
this.
didn't even try. He knew where it was. He was
I
like,
don't feel
I'd
like
rather
doing
just
this.
buy one.
But speaking of people that you go for years to their establishment and then they like leave or they sell or it's a new owner, it's so disheartening. And maybe it's because like we as humans don't like change. That definitely plays into it. But I fucking hate when I'm like, I'm in love with a place. Like I go just because they own it, they're nice, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they sell out of nowhere or they get like new employees that just suck.
Well, I just find it annoying because it's like I was comfortable with it, but I trusted them, and they're good people, So I would go in, we would just shoot the shit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this done. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And now it's like, will it be?
Yeah,
Right.
now you gotta like fucking wonder in the back of your head. That's the thing though, being comfortable with the people and knowing they're not gonna fuck you over. And even if they charge just a little bit more because you're like, well, they had to put their percentage on it, you still go with them, because they're honest. And it's like, yeah, you can't, especially when it comes to mechanics, man. You just can't trust a lot of them.
He's like, you need this. Do I?
Do I? It's
don't?
exactly what I thought. Yeah.
Do you know that you don't?
We've taken it to Bill Collins Ford,
yeah,
like
the
an actual
dealership.
dealership. And man, we went in for like just a little handful of things that was going to be like $1,500. And then the dude called us back and was like, "Hey, you need this. And he was like, "It's going to be like $5,000 to $6,000." I was like, No,
Yeah.
like
You
I'm
should
good,
show
bro.
me around the lot.
Do what we brought it in for,
Yeah.
and we'll be on our way.
Do what I asked you to do. If you go to Taco Bell, they might try to get you to get a drink.
Yeah.
They're like, you also need this beef enchilada thing.
Jesus. We never took it back. He's done all the work that's been necessary ever since. It's the only time we ever took a single one of our vehicles
do it
anywhere,
again.
and we've never done it since.
I won't do it to a dealership. I'll find me a good mechanic if there's one that exists.
Yeah.
But as far as like dealership, don't do it. And I only say that because it's their goal to make as much as they can off of each car that comes in. When you work or when you use a company that is commission based, they are compensated for selling you more shit.
Yeah.
So even if you don't technically need it, if you're safe and sound, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it has a little mark on it, they're like, well, you need to replace that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not perfect.
You fuck off.
Did
doing
Dad
that.
tell you? I guess he was having some issue with the car. It was like 2 years, whatever the fuck it was. It was like one part needed to be replaced.
Right.
So he took it in, and they said, okay, we'll order it. And well, he went back, like he never heard from him. He went back a couple months later. Oh, no one ever ordered it. We'll order it. Okay. Well, this kept happening. Literally for years. It was like 2 years.
Yeah.
And he finally talked to someone that he knows and trusts, and they said no one ever ordered it. It was
What the
2
fuck?
years that no one ever ordered this thing, and it was then out of warranty. He said, I'm not paying for this.
That's the goal right there, man.
Yes, because
Get 'em
this
out
is
of
on
there.
you all. And of course, I don't think he had to pay for it. But it literally took years for them to order it.
Fuck warranty. Like,
That's ridiculous.
if I was a
is
company owner
ridiculous.
too, I would try to get around warranty work as much as possible. I like doing, like going back and taking care of something that is obviously under warranty. I'd much rather do that than your shit burn down. But yeah, fuck warranty work, because you're definitely not getting paid for it. You cover, most warranties are time and material, so you're just screwed. You better like be quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, of course it sucks, but if it's within warranty, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna if you're not gonna like take care of your people with your warranties, don't fucking have a warranty.
even give the
Absolutely.
warranty.
Yes. Yeah.
Like-
Eventually, the cat's gonna start walking, and people are gonna get shot.
Yeah.
Give them a maybe. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we won't.
Yeah.
Depends on how
maybe
we
I'll
feel.
bleed you out in front of your family.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't.
absolutely.
You never know.
Bleeding out. Oh, man. Did I just... No, okay.
Did you?
I didn't.
I don't know. Whatever.
Like, you don't know. I'd be so upset.
I don't know. I don't know much.
No. And you don't know this.
You
I do now.
about shit. Yo,
Hey, yours is black.
how
It wouldn't
many
matter.
words are too many words on a bumper sticker? I wanted to make a bumper sticker today because I turned off of a road. It's rainy. Blah blah blah. A car was non-existent
When I
behind me.
10.
It's one of these
Okay.
backcountry roads.
Yeah, nobody was behind me, and then I get out on the road, and about probably like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds go by, and then somebody honks at me, and I'm like, because I drive the speed limit, especially on the back roads when it's raining, and then they honked at me. I'm like, where the fuck did this person come from, right? And they were in a Charger. They look like one of those people,
Yeah.
and so I was
I'm
like,
too good for a Mustang.
right, that guy. And then I was like, all right, well, now I'm going to go 5 miles slower because you're riding my ass, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I was like, I want a bumper sticker because I think, here's the thing. Being in a car and honking at somebody, yelling, all that shit, and then like riding their ass is the same thing as like cussing somebody out on the internet over social media or something. Because you have this you're departed. You're not
A wall of
face to
security.
face. Yeah, you have that security that backs you up from getting your ass whooped, right?
Yeah.
I want a bumper sticker that explains that I will not stand for you riding my ass, and we can get out. I can
think your
pull
sticker
over.
needs to say, I'm finna drag you out your shit and beat the fuck out you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll take that.
I'd say.
So Sarah was like, you should shorten it down because when I come in earlier, it was like a whole paragraph.
He said, if you ride my ass, I'm going to drive 5 miles an hour. If you'd like to pull over to the side of the road,
Oh, no, that's way too
I'll
much.
pull you out of your car. And it was longer than that.
Now, if you want to break that up into 4 separate stickers, then I support that.
I said, so it would just be the back windshield, essentially.
Yeah. Well, there's a dude at work. He has the Second Amendment on the back window of his truck. You can just get that instead.
He said,
It's
I
all
want to
I
make
do,
them
man.
read while they're driving.
Yeah, it pisses me off, man. I hate it.
The benchmark for me personally with stickers that like you can read is the one that we had at Sam Goody that they wouldn't let us sell. It was like, my other car is a big dick, want to ride. So anything longer than that is just too much.
And there definitely are longer ones out there that you're like, it just like has 4 lines and you're like, what's going on here? But I thought really big from like the windshield down to like wherever the bumper stops. So in really big letters.
It's really just a decal. It costs like $2,000.
But then you might find yourself being trailed by a dude that's just looking for it. He's like, well, I was going to go
there
to
you
the
go.
bar and beat somebody's ass, but
I could do it
I don't
right
even have
here.
to go.
Yo, but like how many people, okay, here's another question. Because I had
7.
a lady behind me do it the other day. How many people you think are actually like would continue to carry on that behavior if you were to like, if you ride my ass, stuff like that, you are chancing my life by like causing a wreck or whatever. Like, I think it's acceptable for me to beat the fuck out of you, right?
Right.
So how many people you think would continue to act that way if we were allowed to beat the fuck out of the person that did it? And in like the car, there's like processes, right? You can call up a number and be like, hey, they're doing this, boom. They shut their car off, and you pull over, and you beat the fuck out of them.
That would change things.
Absolutely.
I think it would change
because
things
people wouldn't want to get their ass beat.
Yeah, I was thinking you would have the people that would trust their driving abilities over their fighting abilities, and they'd be like, yeah, good luck catching me.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, if you could just shut it down.
Oof.
Yeah.
Can you imagine all their life drain out of them when they hit that? Fucking god damn it!
Oh no.
Somebody.
Somebody.
You just look back and they're on their cell phone. Bobby, please. I need help now.
I need you.
I'm on the I-5.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it always it's one of those things. I'm like, I can't stand people who do it, and that's even like the women can get it. You know what I mean? Because like there was a lady behind me, man, just fucking. I've never seen somebody more irate about me taking like a minute longer than I should have, and I was like, I don't know what's going on in this lady's life, man, but she can get it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care how much. Like, get off my ass. Yeah.
I get my kicks just annoying those people. I love it. You look in the back and they just look pissed off.
Oh yeah, man. They're like trying to do that maneuver where they're like, I would get around you if I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, people are assholes.
If you could, bitch.
I also hate. I think that when you think of a slow animal that crosses the road, the first animal that comes to mind is a turtle. Usually, turtles are really fast, but not usually. They'll get out there and get scared. Most people think of a turtle.
Yeah, they're slow. Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. If you don't pay attention to the road enough to see a turtle,
Yeah.
you are a cocksucker. If you hit said turtle,
Yeah.
you should be hit with a baseball bat to the face.
At least, yeah.
Like, it just dawned on me the other day because I like get out and I take care of them, but then I see some ran over. I'm like, obviously this driver was not paying attention because this thing was in the middle of the road, stopped. It is big, like this big. Like, how much of an asshole, a self-centered piece of shit do you have to be to run over a turtle? I can understand something run out under a tire.
Yeah, like a frog.
Yeah, like the frog. Got me. This little bitty thing.
Right.
But think about
Turtles
the poor
freak
little
out and fucking
turtle.
stop.
Yeah. They're helpless. All they know is duck back in their shell because that's their place of solitude, but aren't a match for your fucking car.
Yeah.
Hopefully, through evolution, it will be.
That'd be
I bet,
awesome.
yeah,
They
that'd be
get
dope.
those spiky shells. When you hit them, they explode.
This is amazing. I like that.
Fucking fling your car back.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
we
they
need
turn into a
we need to,
grenade.
like, genetically modify turtles
was
until
gonna-
that happens.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, or like catch them, like as many as we can, and then just like make their shells out of just steel, like just fucking solid steel.
I like the idea of them turning into grenades. It destroys the turtle, but it also fucks your car up.
Yeah.
So, you learn to stop hitting them.
The rules of the bees.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna die too, but I don't give a shit.
Uh-huh.
You have this coming.
It's for
Yo,
the betterment of my people.
What if they did that to us, right? Like, in order for you to shoot somebody, you also got a bullet to the brain and you die, right?
Right.
Like, a lot more people would think about the bullets that they're firing off at each other.
Yeah, they wouldn't just be willy-nilly
Yeah,
firing shit.
if we were bees and you
I feel
died
like
too.
there is truth to that, but there would also be that section of people that would view it as like they want to die, and it's not suicide if you kill someone else, because then the state killed me.
Right?
Yeah. So
And then I think about
Interesting.
murder's on the rise because of chicken shits.
I think about suicide too, right? If we were never taught that it was bad, suicide technically isn't even a moral question. If you want out of the game, go, right? It's not a moral question. It's just basically like there's times where I feel internally so bad and so depressed and so anxious that I'm like trying to get out of my body. I'm like, I fucking hate my body, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that people that are like severely depressed and anxious and stuff, like I couldn't imagine, because I think about it. I can't imagine those people, right? So how is it not your right, but the church or your family or whatever, how's it their right to tell them like, oh, well, that's against God, or
Because
that's
they're playing
wrong.
a different game.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a materialist, then there's nothing morally wrong about it. But if you're not, then it's immoral because it's playing against the rules. So like if you cheat in basketball, you could argue that's immoral.
Penalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penalized. But it's just a disagreement on the rules of the game.
Yeah. Well, and that, I think too, that the person who downs the person, let's say before they commit suicide, right?
Yeah.
Not only do you make their depression, anxiety worse before they go, but you leave them, like they're leaving the earth with you all like, looking down on them and being pissed off. Wouldn't you rather be like, I love you, and if you want to do this, I accept that. Let's hug it out before you go.
Yeah. Well, that would imply that the person on the outside is a mature, loving person.
No shit.
Yeah. How rare that is.
They're not a plenty.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
But let's say hypothetically I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
And I told you. Would you say, oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I love you, but if you want to die, die. Or would you say, nah, dude, don't do it. You have something to live for.
Well, I told Sarah this, right? So when I was going to the therapist, it was a lack of communication on me and Sarah's part, right?
Right.
And I told her that. I said, so here's the thing. Most people who say they want to kill themselves and actually do feel like killing themselves, you taught me this, would rather you listen
Sarah
and
taught
help.
you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I didn't teach you shit.
it's a process of like they're asking for help, but in a different way. They're like, I'm going to kill myself. I feel like killing myself. I want to do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then, so really what that translates to is that person like, help me, but I wasn't communicating the right help, right?
Right.
So I was like, when I say these things to you, I don't want you to like look at me different or be sad or upset. I just want to like talk it off, get it off my chest, talk it out, give it off my chest. There you go.
Yeah. It's just a
things
low
like that.
resolution way of saying that things are hard and I don't know how to handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the way, if you approach me like that, because I know how I'd like deal in life, that I'd be like, try to like accept. Because a lot of people, it's hard to accept that, phrase, especially when it's like an ideology instead of like an ideation instead of a just throwing it out there. Because I
Some
feel like a
people
lot of
say,
people
I'm going to
do.
kill myself over, everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I didn't get enough mild sauce. I'm going to kill myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it.
But I would try to, just knowing like that about communication and how different people communicate, I would try to be like, I don't know, approach it however I did, and then ask you if are you comfortable with me approaching it this way? But I think you should approach everything in life with a little bit of love and compassion and, fucking, we're all going through this dumbass life together.
How could you approach the woman behind you that annoyed you with
Oh,
love and
see.
compassion?
You just smile it off and try to fucking drive and just realize that she probably.
Why
I
not breaking her back?
Yeah, not fucking her
Yeah,
up.
I won't put my fist through her face.
We actually talked to me and Sarah talked about this when I got home from that matter. I said to Sarah, I was like, was she probably, let's face it, I made up a story in my head. I was like, she probably had some shit going on. Maybe her and her husband's been battling. She's in a rush to get to work because her and her husband were arguing, or she had to change all the kids' diapers because the husband wouldn't do it.
Right.
You know, just coming up with a story that
Maybe you're driving like a bitch.
that too.
Well,
yeah.
and maybe she just drives like that. Maybe she wasn't in a hurry to get around you at all. Maybe she like just drives like an
just what she
asshole.
does.
She was gonna do the same speed regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people just drive way too fucking close and chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way to do it is, try to have compassion about, I don't know what's going on in everybody's life, and try to approach it like we all lose control every now and then. But I mean, I'm sure those people who do that behind you, whatever, they do a little bit more often than most, but you have compassion for idiots, man.
Yeah. Put yourself in. Ooh, shit.
Because there's a lot of idiots.
Put yourself in the other person's shoes.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like, yeah, the person might be, in this specific example, riding your ass, but
Yeah.
you don't know that they do that all the time.
Yeah, I think like with restaurants, they have the grade that they got, like with cleanliness and shit. We need to have everybody's
For people?
grade.
Absolutely.
Like,
Dude, yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah.
person really sucks at driving. They got a 73.
Yeah.
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 We
So
saw
you're like, that makes absolute sense. This guy doesn't know how to handle his rig.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
That's
That's
a great idea.
me and Sarah, and it's been like 4 years ago when I was working at this other Mr. Electric, right? And I told her, I was like, and I tried for a little while, but just like the video creating and editing and shit, I looked and looked and looked for somebody who could actually not build a website that's just like cut and paste shit, but who could code a website the way we needed it, right?
Yeah.
And here's my website idea. You just go to it, and you can review any human you want. You can put the name in, and then once somebody has put your name in to review you, good or bad, you're just in the. You can't be put in more than once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you put their, all their information, whatever, because customers that were undesirable, like if they can review us, I believe that we should be able to review them.
Did you know Etsy has that for Etsy buyers?
Nice.
So the sellers
dude.
can go in and review the buyers.
That's the way it needs
Yeah.
to be.
Hell yeah.
They need
eBay
to,
has that.
yeah, they need to have that shit for everyone.
life.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And way you can, and that, it doesn't even, if just based on how they are as a customer, I think really, lightens the load on what is said about somebody.
Adam left his tools in my house and he didn't connect the electricity. Well, this guy's house stinks.
Yeah, this person's
So-
gonna
Yeah.
stand
Fuck
over you
him.
and rush you along the whole time and distract you from your work so you get shocked 4 fucking
I
times.
heard this dude beating his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's what we should. I'm telling you, one day I'll find somebody who can code, and I think that we could make a very decent website off
Yeah.
that.
Man,
You know what I mean?
decent.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't
It's a
even
great
be
idea.
if we could run it without any like monetary value. Like we didn't make money and
Yeah.
other people didn't make money.
That'll make it easier to find somebody to do it for you.
I know. No.
We pay them a flat rate and,
Okay.
And then let that, because after a while,
Here,
like
here's money. Build it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go away.
if it's just like a review website, I would think that there's no like process necessary after it's built.
we just
People
pay like a
enter it in.
domain
Yeah.
like price every month. And we just work it into the price that
Yeah.
we charge people. It would probably be pennies. If that.
pennies.
Pennies.
Would you then try to prevent like review bombing?
Yeah.
Where it's like, fuck this dude, because I mean, Couch, we just have to give him horrible reviews, and then people that don't even know him would be like, this worthless bitch.
Right. We'd have
so-
to have some kind of process of proving that you work
That's
for the
the
person.
thing. Yeah.
You have to upload a picture of you with the person.
Yeah,
And then
dude.
you'd have a bunch of people like photo bombing people that they didn't like. This dude cut me off, and then like sneak up behind him.
Yo, that we took a I took a lengthy fucking audio recording of this lady that we're talking about, because it was like I've never felt internally so fucked up by somebody being so just fucked up. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It was so weird. It was weird. I thought I was in an alternate universe. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But anyways, yeah, like that one, I would have a recording that could prove it. But yeah, you'd have to have like a checks and balances, like on Google.
Oh, okay. So this is like a customer person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what brought back the want to make a review website for people.
Yeah.
You just need to upload it somehow, like put it on YouTube. And then find her on Facebook and just put it on her page. Like, listen to this cunt.
Yeah. Well, and she somehow never like picked up on it. Like he said multiple times throughout his visit, clearly you're not happy. So I'm going to go ahead and pack up and we'll give you numbers and you can contact another electrician.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay me for what I've done today.
We're just leaving.
I'll just leave. Here's a number.
Yeah.
Get it
He
done.
said it multiple times.
What a bitch.
And she said,
Bro.
no.
She had said
Oh, no,
the
no,
same thing.
ass.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Dude, I felt like trapped. I was like, I want to leave and pick my shit up and go. She said like the same thing. And that's the reason why on the recording, like I have the original stuff she said, because she said it 12, 13 times in a row and like continued to repeat it. And then was like, I just don't understand how somebody could use white instead of cream. And it's not cream, it's ivory, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
Dude, 12 times. And that's why I was like, all right, I'm fucking done here. And I shocked myself 4 times so you wouldn't get out of my face.
I don't understand how somebody could be such a bitch
I
and not know anything
dude.
about fixing electricity.
Right.
You're so
So
goddamn
upset.
smart. Do it yourself, whore.
No shit.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Good
I
oh,
hope
Whore.
she listens. Whore.
yeah. I hate the people that are always like, oh, I can't believe the price is that. I got a friend that could do it for like,
Call him.
very cheap. Yeah. It's like, oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know somebody that can do it cheaper, why am I here?
Why
No
did you
shit.
even call me?
Yeah.
That is the
I'm
dumbest thing
calling
to
your
say.
bluff. Now I'm charging you $50 more.
Right?
It's,
That needs to be your other clause. Like throw
Yeah.
that in and people complain about it. They're like, I know a guy. It's like with the people that are racist, you know? They're like, hey,
Absolutely.
it's a little bit of a
fee.
tax
Yeah.
for being a fucking
That's what you should
Well,
call it. A
anyone
little
who-
bit of a tax.
little bit of a tax.
Anyone who says that shit is a liar anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you knew someone who could do that shit cheaper, they'd be over here.
Oh, it is
that,
a lie.
Yeah, that or they don't want to work for you because they know you're terrible.
Yeah.
They won't work for you.
Yeah.
We started a list of people we will not work for, and there's one name on it.
I enjoy whenever people crap on like musical stuff or like movies,
Mm.
and they're like, I could make a better movie, and like, this one guy, I called him out on it. I was like, oh, okay, so do it. And he's like, oh, I'll show you my next music video. I said, no, not a music video. Anybody can have visual things for
Yeah.
like 3 minutes.
Right.
I want you to make a film.
Full length.
Because he
Absolutely.
was crapping on what's his face, the Jewy dude. He made Midnight in Paris.
Oh, shit.
Annie Hall. Yeah.
I got you. Go ahead.
But yeah, he was ripping on him.
It's going to make me so mad whenever you say it.
Yeah, I mean he's fucking well known.
I
He makes
know.
movies all
Oh,
the time.
yeah. I was going to say that.
Allen.
Woody Allen, yeah.
Oh, damn
Yes.
you.
He was crapping on Woody Allen. He's like, I could pull a better movie out of my ass. I'm like,
Whatever.
well, fucking do it then.
Yeah.
No shit.
Bet you can't.
Dude, I hate that.
And he didn't.
Of course
No.
not.
And you're right. You are absolutely correct, bro. You know how much I think about 4-minute videos as far as like music videos, and then I think about like even like a 10-minute short film and all the sound design you would have to do and all the stuff you would have to put. It ain't like a music video. You're not pasting shit to words.
Yeah, plus, I mean, you have to get the performances out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes me think Couch used to always joke, I could do that, I just don't wanna.
I mean, with Couch, though, I mean, he's a piece of shit, and fuck him, but there is truth to it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the amount of effort that it would take, it's not really worth it.
Right.
Because, yeah,
To
I mean,
prove a
he
point.
has no natural talent, so he'd have to commit to it,
Yeah.
and that would take time.
It would take a
A
lot
lot
of
of
time.
time.
Of course, he was always just joking when he said that
No,
shit,
no,
of
no.
course.
But you hear that, Couch? No natural talent.
Yeah,
Damn.
you suck, but I know you were joking. It was always funny.
My man.
Yeah, man. I can agree with that. I hate that with a passion. I also hate motherfuckers who are like, oh, yeah, such and such. Like, I saw the videos you've been making. So I went and got me a camera, and I'm going to have a creator create that. And then I'm like, I don't see that ever happening, bro. I don't see
That
the
feels a lot
motivation
like,
there.
I know a guy that could do this for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so close
Yeah.
to it.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's like, I'd love to see what you create. I would
Yeah.
love to.
Why did you even waste my time
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
I bought this camera. I'm about to make some shit. Oh, okay.
Say I look
all
forward
it
to
takes.
seeing your garbage. Thank you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm still in a learning process, and it made me laugh because I'm like, I know how long it took me to get to like where I'm at, and it's not even like to a level that I'm okay with. And I'm like, no, you're not gonna do it.
You enjoy learning.
Yeah.
Most people do not enjoy the learning process at
Do you see
all.
my cello?
No, she told me about it though.
Yeah, bro. Finally got it tuned up.
I can't believe how good he sounds immediately.
Imagine that.
Like, I know.
I'm in
Like,
love with
you
it.
would think that someone who, it's like probably not the first time he's ever picked up something, but
Right.
you'd think he would be like, no, it sounds decent.
Well, I would imagine though he's taking his time with the notes and he's just really milking the strokes.
Yeah.
Milk syrup.
Milk stroke sounds disgusting.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, we've said on multiple occasions he can just pick up something and do it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
Don't be
the
surprised.
learning though
That's
that
good.
I enjoy the most. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm okay now, and that's what I told her. I wish I could take that back when I was younger and realize that I learned this stuff in school, and then I can learn what I want outside of that. I guess it never dawned on me, but I like picking something up where I'm trash at it and being terrible. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
learning how to be better at something is enjoyable, more enjoyable than being fucking good at it.
you still need to become a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to let me be your manager,
Let me
and
be
we can
your
go
manager.
places.
We can do
Look
this.
at you being Twista over here.
Yeah.
Style. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So the move, that little house on the outside, we're gonna have to build that shit up. And what are you gonna put in it? Is it gonna be a studio? Would you end up?
Eventually, but
Just my dick.
for the, I don't really want to talk about what I'm going to do with it for the first few years. But it's going to be very cool, and I'll probably
Nice.
never talk about
gonna
it.
put
But it's going to be
bodies
very
in it.
cool.
Whatever you do, man. One time we should do a podcast inside of it.
I support that.
Yeah, because that'd be dope.
What, to smoke cigars the whole time, though?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
We could bring like a. Oh what?
Oh, I said
Oh shit! Go.
I like that idea.
Oh look.
Yeah.
Look at that. Sorry. No, that's what we should do, because I think really with the type of flowers you have out there and shit, and that purple and those pink, all that, it just looks sick, man. I'd like to have a little place like that.
Big six shed.
Big shit, shit.
You mean like big, like cigars? Yeah, like that type of cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're like
Churchill
mobsters.
style.
Ooh-wee.
Cool.
Obviously, I'll have scotch.
I
Yeah.
imagine we're gonna puke, but I like it. Well, I probably will.
Yeah, I won't. Whenever, like, the first time I smoked a cigar, I lived with the impression, because everybody's like, oh, don't inhale, you'll throw up, and I was like, I didn't.
Yeah.
And anybody talks about they do, they're like, ah, you bitch.
Well, my question is, because people smoke cigarettes day in and day out, why are you not supposed to inhale it? Which I've never inhaled it. I don't know why.
Oh,
I
dude,
don't know
what?
either.
What?
I mean, yes, I have, but not like a whole cigar. Like I'm smoking it like it's a cigarette.
Yeah, because I still have dudes, like, at the cigar shops and shit. They're like, oh, yeah, don't inhale it, man.
Yeah, what's the
I'm
point?
like, that's what I do.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
to let it sit in your mouth.
I think it's just something that they tell people. So, like, whenever you're sitting around the lounge with everybody else and they're inhaling and they see you not,
Yeah,
and then they're like, this guy,
he fucking heard.
this Clinton-esque son of a bitch.
That's it always made me think, man. I'm like, I don't know, which I don't like cigars, but yeah, the few times I have, I've always inhaled it. I'm like, well, it doesn't make you sick. I thought it was legitimately going to make you sick because it was a different type of tobacco with.
Oh no, I've always inhaled them too, so I don't know.
It's weird. Definitely don't take a hero drag.
Right.
No.
I ain't got no bitch lungs.
That'll wreck you.
Take a little sippy poo. Little sippy poo.
Yeah, I don't know. Anymore, since all I smoke is this, I probably have some little bitch lungs. I don't know.
I don't see how you could. 'Cause, I mean, hitting off that, it's like, like I want to die like almost immediately.
I've let a couple other people hit it, and I'm always like, just take it easy. So it's got a lot of nicotine in it. It's up real high, and they're like,
Yeah.
every time.
It's a rough one.
It's like
it's strong.
It's like it just drops barbed wire down into your throat.
It is
Oh,
very
barbed wire.
different than Bob Wire.
Bob Wire.
Bob Wire,
Bob Wire?
fence specialist.
You know what amazes me? Tom Cruise. You know that?
I love that guy.
Man, the
What
more I
about-
watch him, and somebody said the other day, they were like, oh, you think Tom Cruise is crazy because he stood on a couch and confessed his love for his wife.
Yeah.
He's like, why is that crazy? You trying to
Why's that crazy?
break apart the family? Talking
Yeah.
about like families and making, that extreme love
Got
for
them
somebody.
communist values.
Yeah.
That's what I
But-
tried to do earlier,
Yeah,
too.
I didn't get him.
Casper was talking. She sent me a thing yesterday where she said Christian Bale based his Bateman from American Psycho off of an interview with Tom Cruise when he was on Letterman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
dude.
was like all that personality, but just nothing behind the eyes. And she's on board with it because she doesn't
Yeah.
like Tom Cruise.
What?
But, yeah, I know.
Bro.
Don't
they
worry, the divorce lawyer's already been brought
Yeah.
in.
Fucking put that
It's
clause
like
in
number
the
one
divorce
reason.
thing.
Yeah.
I was watching a
Cruise
thing
clause.
about I was watching a thing about when he jumps out the window in the Mission Impossible, he runs around the building, right?
Right?
And he was talking, he was like wanting to do it for like years, right? And he finally gets the opportunity to do it, and he has a safety manager that tells him what stunts that are safe and what aren't. We're probably going to kill him.
Yeah.
So he goes up to that safety manager. He's like, this is what I'm going to do. Here's my plan. Here's how we're going to do it. Blah, blah, blah. And the safety manager is like, no, it's super unsafe. You're probably going to die, whatever. And the person asked Tom Cruise, they're like, well, what'd you do? What'd you do? And he was like, I got a new safety manager. One that would let me do it.
What'd you do?
What'd you do? So can you imagine?
dude.
He fucking jumped at, he ran what the fuck? I want to be this guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
How many people aside from him and Jackie Chan that do their own
That's
motherfucking
it.
stunts? It's it.
I mean, that's all I know. That's probably not it, but that's it.
That's it.
I feel like there's always a lot of conversation around Tom Cruise, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
people-
cool, but other than that, there seems to be way more conversation.
Like
Tom?
negative
Is that you?
conversation. Tom,
I know. He's like, hey, guys, can I come on the podcast?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, he's a huge movie star, so he's going to be in the I don't know, what's that word?
the conversation.
Yeah, well, that's essentially it, but that's not what I wanted. But yeah,
The
he's
stratosphere.
in the conversation. He's in the zeitgeist. That wasn't it either, but he's there, so everybody knows who he is, and then it's easy to have the opinion that he's crazy because he's a Scientologist and he's been less than conventional in interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's
Maybe.
like, oh, let's rip on Tom Cruise. That's easy. He's an attractive, talented guy. Let's bring him down to our level.
People love to do that.
Maybe my problem is I don't pay attention to him, so I have no talking points. I guess I need to watch some interviews or something on him.
Yeah.
Or with him, rather, not on him.
They're pretty out there, man. That's not out there in that sense, but that's
Look
just
at
like
you jumping on the bandwagon.
no, Jim Carrey, which he's been this way for the last 5 to 10 years,
Yeah.
roundabout.
Wow.
But he's been people literally
He's on
think
that
the dude's
deep shit.
crazy. Yeah. He's on this deep spiritual journey, and he talks real shit in interviews, and he questions
People are
them
like,
weird.
we don't understand him. He's
Yeah.
crazy.
you see him talking to an interviewer that is base level reality materialism whatever, and you see their face literally blank out when he's asking these philosophical questions, and they're just like
Yeah.
I just want to go back to
They talk real shit, and they're like,
yeah, they
the
freak
only
out.
JC I need is Jesus.
That's right.
What do you think about what so-and-so's wearing on the red carpet, though?
That's the base level shit for sure. And it's crazy.
That just made me think of Norm Macdonald when he's doing the thing for like YouTube or whatever, and like Sarah Silverman's out there saying stuff, and it's like, that sounds like commie gobbledygook. Yeah, but I ended up watching a thing about him. I didn't mean to go there, but I watched a thing about him, and it talked about how like in the 80s, like he had cancer, and he had like parts of his intestines or something removed.
Yeah.
And it said like it had like lingering effects, and you could see like whenever he's doing stand up, like he'll touch his stomach sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why. It turns out like he had cancer, I think 3 times.
Damn.
Was it the thing that had like other comedians sitting around talking about him?
No.
Oh.
It was just something this dude on YouTube put together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
It was cool.
Yeah, I like that guy, man.
liked it.
Cool.
He
So
approached
cool.
death in a real cool way. I like him. Yeah.
And God, whenever he on his Netflix show where he was talking to Letterman, and Letterman was talking about like getting older, and he's like, well, you know, you can't outrun death. And Norm at that time he had cancer, and he was like, fuck. I was hoping you could. and then like he's kind of smiling, but then it shows where like his smile kind of goes away, and it's like he's thinking about it. I mean, that could have been like an intentional choice because it's funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it might have been a real moment. We didn't know.
Hell yeah.
But
I
who's
like
to say?
those that they look unintentional. They look like it's just part of life, but I don't know, it's constructed in a way.
Yeah,
I like that, man.
I
That's
just-
somebody's truly artist.
I love Norm. Like his stand-up was brilliant, but I would go through periods of time where I would listen to like interviews that he had done and shit, and like the stuff that's kind of like under the radar. Oh, God, because he kind of fits into the Tom Cruise thing to where like if you listen to what he's saying, like he's awesome, but some people you could see where they would easily say that this guy's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking
Every
stupid.
interview I ever listened to, people just didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
Like they just couldn't handle what he was saying, or they tried to like poke holes in it, or
Or fucking like bring
Just-
up stupid shit to like
Yeah.
get it off the topic off track or
Yeah.
some shit. Yeah, I remember that one we watched and it was like, what is this lady talking about?
or they're like, you just said this, and then like just leave him alone. He's just like doing a bit, like just fucking. Do you
Picking
not
it
get
apart.
this? It's like you've never paid attention to him.
Yeah. That could be the case.
Yeah,
Not everybody does research on who they have coming on.
seems crazy to me. Do your fucking job.
Yeah.
Do your fucking
But at the same time, you know, Adam will do research on people that we have, but I might look at their Instagram if he sends it to me.
Yeah, I usually, if they're like new people, I look into their stuff.
Yeah.
look into them.
I like to have just like a surface thing, like, oh, okay, like with Damon, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he paints. All right,
Yes.
Yeah.
we'll see how it
like
goes.
a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's
That's fine. I want tacos.
Yeah,
taco
Takis.
time, baby. We appreciate every one of our listeners that have made it this far. I appreciate all 25 of you that watched last time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
25?
No, I think there's actually more than that.
God.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
I know. I want to meet these people.
Couch and Kristen, 12 times a piece.
Yeah. Multiple computers.
No, man. We appreciate you joining us.
Oh,
We-
and Danner.
Yeah, Dan.
like, comment, share. Send us to one of your friends or your family members.
I
We
realized
like
about 30 minutes
moms.
in that I kind of wish we'd had Danner today.
I was disappointed he didn't text.
Dude,
I thought
he
about
always
texting
texts
him.
when we're like, I'm like, fucking, I don't want to do this and shit like that. Every time.
I feel like he's going to text next week, and I feel like next week is going to be weird because we may or may not do birthday stuff next week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
God.
We should just pretend.
You already forgot that I was born.
Yeah.
We should just
That's some
pretend
shit.
like we're going to cancel it. And then that will channel the energy to him wanting to come on. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So hopefully soon we'll have the amazing, powerful, magnificent Danny Tyler on.
So magnificent.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. It was episode
That's not a
155.
button.
I'm Adam. That's Ian. That's Sarah.
This is Jax.
That's Jax.
Adam went for a knob that wasn't a knob.
No knob.
Wildly uninteresting
No
podcast.
knobs.
Podcast.
Sting, sting, sting.